Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So back again with me Dheva, and today we will continuing reading Everything is F Up by Mara Pearson. And last time we were done with the Newton laws of emotion, and now we're entering the how to make your own religion, which is pretty interesting topic to be stayed list. Which we will start today by reading the introduction and the first step of making our own religion. So, how to start your own religion? An introduction to proven system that will help you achieve everlasting bliss and eternal salvation, or you get your money back. So, welcome and congratulations on taking the first step to making all your dreams come true. By the end of this course, you will have solved all of your life's problems. You will live a life of abundance and freedom. You will be surrounded by adoring friends and loved ones. Guaranteed! It's so simple, anyone can do it. No education or certification required. All you need is internet connection and a functional keyboard, and you too can create your very own religion. Yes, you heard that right. You too can start your own very own religion today and begin reaping the benefits of the thousand and of mindlessly devoted followers who will lavish you on unconditional adoration, financial gifts, and more social media likes. Then you know what to do with. In this so simple anyone can do is a six-step program. We will cover belief system. Do you want your religion to be spiritual or secular? Past focus or future focus? Do you want it to be violent or non-violent? These are all important questions. But don't worry, I only have the answer. How to find your first followers? And more important, what do you want your follower to be? Rich, poor, male, female, vegan? I have all the inside scoop. Rituals? Rituals. Eat this, stand there, recite that, bow, kneel, clap your hand, do hokey pokey, and turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Most enjoyable part of religion is coming up with the dumb stuff, and you all agree somehow means something. I will provide you with a complete guide to developing the hippiest, coolest ritual on the block. All the kids will be talking about it, mainly because they'll be forced to it. How to choose a scapegoat. No religion incomplete without a common enemy upon which to project one inner turmoil. Life is messy, but why deal with all your problem when you can just blame someone else for them? That's right, you'll discover the best way to choose an evil boogeyman or boogie woman, and how to convince your follower to hate him or her. Nothing unites us like hating the same enemy. Get your assault rifles ready. And finally, how to make some money. Why start a religion if you don't provide from it? My guide will give you the nitty-gritty details on how to milk the most out of your followers. Whether you're into money, fame, political power, or blood orgies, I've got you covered. Okay, okay. I'm listening. Look, we all need communities to build hope, and we all need hope to not go utterly insane and start snorting salt. But religions are the basis of the communal hope, and we are going to learn how to build them from scratch. Religion are a beautiful thing. When you get enough people together with the same value, they behave in a way they never would when alone. Their hopes amplifies in the sort of network effects and the social validation of being part of a group hijacks in their thinking brain and lets their feeling brain run wild. Religions bring groups of people together to mutually validate another and make one another feel important. It's a big silent agreement that if we all are together under some shared purpose, we will feel important and worthy, and the uncomfortable truth will just be that much farther away. This is hugely satisfying psychologically. People just lose their crap, and best of all, they become highly suggestible. Paradoxically, it's only in a group environment that the individual has no control, that he gains the perception of perfect self-control. The danger of this immediate access to the feeling brain, though, is that the large group of people tend to highly impulsive and do irrational stuff. So, on the one hand, people get feel whole, like they're understood and loved, but on the other hand, they sometimes transform into a murderous and scary mobs. Yikes! This guide can help you to all the details of establishing your own religion, so you can start to reap the benefit of thousands suggestible followers. Let's get started. So, step one: sell hope to the hopeless one. Um, I'll never forget the first time someone told me I had blood on my hand. I remembered as if it was yesterday. It was 2005, sunny crisp morning in Boston, Massachusetts. I was a university student then, and walking to class, minding my own business, when I saw a group of kids holding a picture of 9/11 terrorist attack with caption, America deserve it. Okay, okay, that's not cool. Now, I don't consider myself the most patriotic person by any stretch of imagination, but it seemed that to me that anyone holding such a sign in broad daylight immediately become a highly punchable person. Yes, they are very punchable right now. So I stopped and engaged with the kid, asking what were they doing. They had a little table set up with a smattering pamphlet on top. One had Dick Cheney with a devil horn on the word mass murderer written underneath, and George Bush, George W. Bush with a statue. The students were part of La Rouche youth community, a group started by the far left ideology of Lyndon LaRouche in the New Hampshire. His acolytes would spend countless hours standing around college campuses in the Northeast, handing out flyers and pamphlets to susceptible college kids. And when I came upon them, it took me take a second to figure out what they were actually a religion. That's right. They were an ideological religion, an anti-government, anti-capitalist, anti-old people, anti-establishment religion. They argue that the international world order from top to bottom was corrupt. They argue that the Iraq war has been instigated for no other reason than Bush's friend wanting more money. This is spicy. They argue that terrorism and mass shooting didn't exist. These such events were simply highly coordinated governmental effort to control the population. Don't worry, right wing's friend. Years later, they would draw the same Hitler mustache and make the same claim about Obama. If that makes you feel better, it shouldn't. What the LaRouche youth movement limb does is pure genius. It finds this effect and agitate college students, usually young men, kids who are both scared and angry, scared at the sudden responsibility they have has been to take on and angry on of how uncompromising and disappointing it is to be an adult. And they preach one simple message to them: it's not your fault. Yes, young one, you thought it was your mom and dad's fault, but it's not their fault. Nope. And I know you thought it was your uh, bad professor and the overpriced college fault. No, not theirs either. You probably even thought it was the government fault. Close, but still no. See, it's the system's fault, the grand vague entity you've always heard about. This was the fate that the limb was selling. If we could just somehow overthrow the system, then everything would be okay. No more war, no more suffering, no more injustice. Remember that in order to feel hope, we need to feel there's better future out there, values. We need to feel as though we are capable of getting to that better future, self-control. And we need to find other people who share our values and support our efforts, community. Young adulthood is a period when people struggle with their values, control, and community. For the first time in their life, kids are allowed to decide who they want to be, who they do, do they want to become a doctor, study business, or take a psychology course. The option can be crippling, and the inevitable frustration causes a lot of young people to question their values and lose hope. In addition, young adults struggle with their self-control. For the first time in their life, they don't have some authority figure to watching over them 24/7. On one hand, this can be liberating, exciting. On the other hand, they are now responsible for their own decision, and if they kind of suck at getting themselves out of bed on time, they're going to their classes or job and studying enough. It's tough to admit there's no one to blame but themselves. And finally, young people are particularly preoccupied with finding and fitting into a community. Not only this is not only is this important for their emotional development, but it also helps them find and solidify an identity for themselves. People like Leiden LaRouche capitalize on loss and aimless young people. LaRouche gave them a convoluted political explanation just to justify how disaffected they felt. He gave them a sense of control and empowerment by outlining a way supposedly to change the world. And finally, he gave them a community where they can fit it and know who they are. Therefore, he gave them hope. Don't you think this is taking a little too far? Asking the LIM students that day, pointing at the picture of the World Trade Center towers featured in their pamphlets. No way, man. I say we're not taking it far enough. One of the kids replied, look, I didn't vote for Bush and I didn't agree with the Iraq war either, but it doesn't matter who you vote for. A vote for anyone is a vote for the corrupt and oppressive system. You have the blood on your hand. Excuse me? I didn't even know how to punch someone, yet I find myself baffling my hand into fist. Who the hell is this guy think he was? By participating in the system, you are perpetuating it. The kid continued, and therefore are complicit in the murder of millions of innocent civilians around the world. Here, read this. He shoved a pamphlet at me. I glanced at it and turned over. Said, "This is stupid." I said. Our discussion went on like this for like a few minutes. Back then, I didn't know any better. I still thought this stuff was like about the reason and evidence, not feelings and value. And value cannot be changed through reason, only through experience. Eventually, after I had gone good and pissed off, I decided to leave. As I started walking off, the kid tried to get me to sign up a free seminar. You need to have an open mind, man, he said. The truth is scary. I looked back and replied with a Carl Sagan quote I had once read on a internet forum. I think your mind is open, that your brain fell out. I feel smart and smug. He presumably feels smart and smug. No minds were changed that day. We are the most impressionable when things are at their worst. When our lives are falling apart, it signifies that our values have failed us, and we're grasping in the dark for our new values to replace them. One religion falls and opens up a new space for the next. People who lose faith in their spiritual God will look for a worldly God. People who lose their family will give themselves away to their race, creed, nation. People who lose their faith to their government or country will look to extremist ideologies to give them hope. There is a reason that all the major religions in the world have a history of sending missionaries and to the poorest and most destitute corner of the world globe. Starving people will believe anything if will keep them fed. For your new religion, it's best to start preaching your message to people who life suck the most: the poor, the outcast, the abused and forgotten. You know, people who sit on Facebook all day and watching YouTube video. Wing wing. um, Jim Jones built his following by recruiting the homeless and marginalized minority with a socialist message mixed with their own demented take on Christianity. Hell, what am I saying? Jesus Christ did the same thing. Buddha too. Moses, you get the idea. Religious leader preached to the poor and downtrodden and enslaved, telling them that they deserve the kingdom of heaven. Basically, an open FU to the corrupt elite today. It's a message that's easy to get behind. Today, appealing to the hopeless is easier than ever before. All you need is a social media account. Start posting extreme and crazy stuff and let the algorithm do the rest. The crazier, the more extreme your post, the more attention you'll gain. And the more hopeless will flock to you like flies in cow's poop. It's not that hard at all. But you can't just go online and say anything. No, you must have a semi-coherent message. You must have a vision because it's easy to get people riled up and angry about nothing. The news media have created a whole business model out of it. But to have hope, people need to feel that they are part of something greater movement, that they are about to join the winning side of history. And for that, you must give them faith. That's it for the first step of how to make religion into Everything is FF by Mark Mason. Personally, it's a pretty goddamn good chapter, honestly, I'm talking, but also spicy because a lot of historical stuff got mentioned. Then wing wing, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Ooh, but starting our religion sounds like a bit extremist to me. What do you think, by the way? Put them in comment below, maybe. Anyway, that's all for me today. See you next time. Whoosh! Bye. I say bye. God damn it.